Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another trade recap. So today I'm gonna talk about my trade that I took in Asia session. Made 3K across 5 accounts, so that puts me at 15K on the day today. Pretty big day. So let's walk through the trade that I took and why I took the trade. Let me actually remove all these drawings right here and go back all the way to Asia Open. All right. So, even before getting into Asia price action, right? The reason why I hopped on Asia, I didn't hop on Asia at at Asia Open. I actually hopped on Asia a little bit after because I got a notification on my phone from the war that's been going on, right? So there's live news being reported about live attacks that are happening, and I got notifications on my phone from like Apple News, right, from like Twitter, all that stuff. There was like live attacks happening, so I decided to hop on the charts and see what the market, like how the market was reacting to it. So I hop on the charts maybe like an hour or two after Asia Open, and I see that we are completely dumping, right? We are very bearish, which is expected because obviously war news is not a good thing, right? A war between Israel and Iran where the US is supporting Israel and has ties to Israel, that's obviously going to lead to some bearish action, right? The markets aren't going to respond well to that. So now, where is our target, right? Where are we heading towards? Well, as you can see right here, we have this nice swing low, which also is, this is a pre-market low. This is also a low that tapped into this hourly gap, as you can see right here on Monday in New York session, right? We tapped the midpoint of this gap and we rejected higher. We took out this high right here and we took out this high right here, right? So this is the low that we're targeting, and we see that Asia is completely reversing Monday's pump higher, right? Expansion higher. So going now into Asia's price action, we see that we're completely bearish. We're respecting bearish gaps right here, right? We are rejecting off of this 5-minute gap right here, and just playing out more candles to actually see my entry, which is right here. Okay, so I hop on Asia literally like 5 minutes before this move happened. So like like not even 5 minutes, maybe like 10, 15 minutes before this happened, right? I see bearish action. I see a clear drawn liquidity, which is this New York pre-market low, and I'm looking at this price leg right here, right? This entire price leg lower, and then we get another retrace into this fair value gap right here, and then now I'm looking for a strong rejection, right, to take my entry. So we see a strong rejection, but I need to wait for this 2-minute gap to get strongly inverse for me to take an entry. And playing out a few more candles, we see that we're hesitating a little bit on this 1-minute gap. So that means on the 2-minute gap, we didn't fully inverse it. So I need to wait for a little bit more confirmation that we're going to go and take out this low. So right here, we are in this fair value gap. We see another strong rejection, and this is where I become a little bit more confident to take my entry because we already had that initial move lower and then another retracement and then another displacement candle, like another rejection off of a fair value gap. So my initial stop is right here above the bodies, at the bodies of this move lower, and then I'm targeting New York low right here. Because of Asia session, my fill wasn't exactly right here. It was like a little bit lower, but this is where I actually intended to enter off of. So I went in with 3 contracts. Stop loss was at the body right here. So since my fill was a little bit lower, it was like $1,240 that I risked, and my TP was at the low right here. Yeah. So if we play out the candles, we'll see that. Let me take this off right here real quick, actually. I'll go break even at this low. That is where I went break even. So playing out the candles, nice strong displacement, nice strong follow through. And then playing out a few more candles, we actually get edged. Okay, wait, actually, before we go through that, so we got a retracement back into this 2-minute gap right here, right? And then we get a strong rejection, and we go and take out this low right here, right? So after seeing this, I trail my stop to above right here, and I'm looking for a follow through now. I honestly think that take profit is just going to get hit in like a few minutes, but that actually doesn't end up happening. So if you played a few more candles, we actually get edged. And looking back at it, I think I know why we got edged, because if you look at the 15-minute chart or the 5-minute chart, 9:30 open is right here, right? So this is 9:30 open, and it makes sense why we reacted off of 9:30 open low first before, or like before even like taking out the entire, like before even taking out this low right here, which actually tapped into that hourly gap and is an actual swing low, right? Because it is a time-based low and it is a market open low, right? A market open point of liquidity. So after this retrace, I decided to hold, because if we're going to take out this low right here, there's no reason that we're not going to come back and take out this low. And I trailed my stop at a protected high, right? Because this is what already mitigated that 2-minute gap right here. So that was a good place to trail my stop. If price went up and took out my trailing stop, that means my trade idea most likely would have been invalidated at that point. So that is a good place to put my trailing stop. Now, going into more into why I took this trade on Asia session, fundamentals is what drives the market, right? It's not your fair value gaps or your inverse fair value gaps or anything technical analysis wise. What actually drives the markets is news events, right? So like CPI, PPI, FOMC, all of those like red folder news, orange folder news, even yellow folder news. That's what actually drives the markets, right? So let's say rates are cut, right? So that means if rates are cut, that means we're probably going to be more bearish. Or if rates are increased, that means we're going to be more bullish, right? Same thing applies for real world news events like wars. So right now, Israel and Iran, they're in a war, and that will have an effect on the market. So obviously that will have a bearish effect on the market, which is why it's really important to also add fundamentals on top of technical analysis, right? Your entries are based off of technical analysis, but to actually understand market direction, you need fundamentals for that. So that is why I hopped on for Asia session, because I was on my phone, right? I got notifications on my phone and saw that there was actually live attacks happening, and a lot of news channels were actually like streaming the live attacks that were happening during Asia session. And Trump tweeted something as well, which not tweet. I don't know if he tweeted, but like he spoke about something, and it got like released on the media. So which kind of caused all of this bearish action that happened in Asia session. So yeah, that's basically it for this video. Hopefully you guys learned something. Pretty fire day in a while. This price action has not been the best in New York AM session, but yeah, I'll see you guys next video.